Buyers relocating to Dallas are stuck between a rock and a hard place. Interest rates have doubled this year, leaving housing more unaffordable than ever. Rents are high too, so there aren't a whole lot of choices there either. Or are there? Are rents coming down in Dallas? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Well, hello, this is Wendy Pinnell, and today we're talking about the whole other side to the housing market. We're going to talk about renting. So if you're moving to Dallas with renting in mind, or you're just looking for an affordable solution, this video is for you. As I'm sure you figured out by now, the housing boom of 2020 and 2021 didn't just affect the prices of homes for sale. It drove up rent prices as well. Well, now we have home prices coming down, but will rent prices come down too? Well, today I'm going to give you 4 events that may very well bring rent prices down. And be sure to stick around to the very end, because we're going to take a look at the Dallas market in real time and see if rent prices are already coming down. Well, first, let's check in with the experts on reason number 1. Redfin Deputy Chief Economist Taylor Marr states the rental market is coming back down to earth because high rents and economic uncertainty have put an end to the pandemic moving frenzy of 2020 and 2021, when remote work fueled an enormous surge in housing demand that would have otherwise been spread out over the coming years. So, reason number 1, less people working remotely means less freedom for people to make discretionary moves. Now, what I mean by that is during the pandemic, people could move just because they wanted to, okay? They were working from home, they could take their work anywhere. Well, as we see a lower demand for rentals, that will lead to lower and lower prices. A recent report from Realtor.com shows prices dropping for a second straight month to $1,759. Now that's $12 lower than last month and a $22 drop from the peak in July. So really, reason number 1 is more of a national phenomenon, okay? And as we all know, real estate is hyper local. So how about the Dallas area specifically? Well, along with the lack of demand for rentals brings us reason number 2, an increasing amount of supply. Redfin's Taylor Marr shares about how scores of apartments that have been under construction are now coming on the market. With the effects of the pandemic finally beginning to end, building materials are becoming more and more available. And in my videos, we've touched on how supply and demand affects prices, and supply is going to drive prices down. Now, that being said, new construction isn't the only form of rising supply in rental homes. As we see recession-like symptoms hit the economy, buyers are going to naturally live more conservatively. This means vacations are the first to go. And when vacations get put on hold, what industry suffers? Well, short-term rentals. And that brings us to reason number 3. Airbnbs converted to rentals will add to supply. If you Google short-term rental market crashing, you'll see all kinds of posts show up, okay? During the pandemic, folks had stimulus money everywhere. They wanted to spend it, so off on vacation they went. Well, now we've gone from a period of stimulus money to a time of retraction, and the Airbnb has taken to being called the Airbnb bust, okay? So what's going to happen as the short-term rental industry goes bust? Well, the likelihood is homeowners will turn their homes into long-term rentals, okay? Just like that, you have more supply. Now, before I move on to reason number 4, would you mind hitting that subscribe button? Sure means a lot to me. Thank you for doing that. Well, moving on to reason number 4, you're going to find Dallas homeowners who, for whatever reason, they just plain old need to move, okay? Either they've outgrown their starter homes, or maybe they're retiring and they need to downsize. Now, they're going to have to swallow that 7% interest pill one way or another, right, on their new home. But what should they do with their current home? Okay, at a 3% interest, that is a cash flowing machine. Which brings me to reason number 4. Rather than give up that beautiful 3% interest rate, many homeowners are choosing to become landlords instead of selling. I mean, the housing market isn't great for selling. And with the record low interest rates from 2020, like I said, that is a cash flowing machine. Okay, so what does all this mean for you? Well, if you're moving to Dallas, you still have to remember that renting is like paying 100% interest, okay? You're paying down the landlord's mortgage. You're adding to their equity piggy bank instead of your own. So you really do want to consider that when you decide whether to buy or rent. Do you want to increase your wealth or the wealth of your landlord? But it may very well be, okay, that you just don't feel comfortable buying right now. All right, given the volatility of home prices, you might like to rent for a bit, okay? And that is certainly a valid concern, okay? In which case, the real question, okay, is are rents already coming in Dallas? Are they coming down, okay? Or do we just have an evolving situation where rents are, gonna come down at some point in the future, but maybe the wheels aren't quite in motion yet? Well, I hopped onto the MLS just before making this video, and honestly, I have to tell you, I didn't even know what the results would be. I knew the reasons existed for why rents should be coming down, but I didn't know if they actually were, okay? Well, here's what I found. You ready? Across the board, in every major county, rents are indeed coming down, okay? You ready for this? We saw a 4.5% decrease in Collin County, an 8% decrease in Denton County, a 6.6% decrease in Dallas County, a 2.8% decrease in Tarrant County, and a 6.5% decrease in Ellis County. So there you have it. Rents are indeed coming down in Dallas. Now, you're probably a little surprised right now, having a realtor give you favorable news about the rental market, okay? After all, we don't get paid unless you buy a home. But my commitment to you is to give you an honest, unbiased view of the housing market so you can make the most informed decision and move with confidence. And again, renting a home, all right, it's the equivalent of paying 100% interest. But if renting is what you need to do, okay, the picture just got a little rosier here in Dallas. Well, listen, I hope this video is helpful. If you like our videos, comment below and let us know what you want to hear about next. In the meantime, thank you so very much for watching, and listen, have a great day.